Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play some Factorio. So we are setting up a copper outpost with the limited materials that I have. Let's see, how many more of these guys can I make? None, because I have none circuits, 0. So we're going to have to run back to get to making any of this business anyway. So, alas. Welcome back. I'm pretty sure between the last episode and this episode, I broke my toe on a fish tank. If you're curious about how that happens, stay tuned. Alright, I'm too lazy to say to go to where I need to go, so go to spare train. Ready, go. No path. Well, that's unfortunate. Don't go. Just because I haven't finished the other side of the rail. Details, details, details. So that's what we'll have to start with first. Since I have nothing to build the outpost, we'll just build rail. Whee! I like straight patches of ground with no trees. Bloody trees. So, yeah, my wife and I have not been married for very long, and we're still kind of zany and, you know, flirtatious and had a lot of fun and all that stuff, which I highly recommend to every couple, and honestly, I hope we never get out of this phase, because it's a lot of enjoyment. And one of the things is that we have found that I can mimic the sound of brushing teeth. I don't have many good talents in this world, but that is one of my limited talents, is that I can make the sound of brushing teeth like nobody's business. And it drives her nuts. So I was laying on the bed watching her brush her teeth and making the brushing teeth sound, and she was laughing, which was getting me laughing, and so I was waving my feet in glee, as you do. That rock is going to be in the way. Well, not a problem. Goodbye, rock. Oh, now I gotta chop these trees. I can't have health bars on my trees. So I was laughing, and because I'm apparently a 19-year-old girl, I was kicking my feet and didn't realize the fish tank was quite so close to my feet as it was, and smacked it. And I'm pretty sure I cracked my toenail. Oh, so close. Cracked my toenail in two, and it really hurts, and I cracked my knuckles. And we're not going to get into a discussion over whether that's a good idea or not, because frankly it's fantastic. And I'm pretty sure when I just cracked my knuckle that it made things worse. It was hellaciously painful. But I've done nothing for it. I've taken no pain meds. I'm not icing it, of course, because I'm not a 19-year-old girl. I'm a, mid-30s almost year-old guy, and so, healthcare, psh, even though our healthcare is tremendous. So it just stings a little bit, but, entertainment value. Moral of the story, be careful of fish tanks near the bed. And that probably was not as exciting as some of you were hoping it would be. But true, nonetheless. I've talked about this before. I do enjoy some good fishes. I know that the research is done. Leave me alone. I'm talking about fish. I enjoy fish. I don't like to eat fish, actually. I don't like seafood at all, but that's a conversation for another day. I am out of rail. Wow! How close am I to that? I'm about halfway. That's funny. Okay. I like to watch fish. So we have a fish tank in the bedroom, and it has no fish in it now, which is the more ironic part, because we were considering moving, and I had never set it up because I didn't know how long we would be here, and I didn't want to set up something if it wasn't going to be a little more permanent. Alright, let's go. No, that's not the button I need. Let's go. So there's nothing in it right now, which is ridiculous, but I'm probably going to put some, I don't know, tetras or whatever. It's tough to say because I'm not entirely certain what the water quality is like here, because I've never tested it for my fish. But tetras are my favorite. Cichlids are okay too, but I like the look of tetras. They're a little less mean. They're a little better socially. So they tend to be my first go-to choice for fish in a tank. I talked about this on the mini metros when I'm talking about my life. I have a water garden as well, and in that I just keep just some comets right now. I mean, nothing fancy, because it's only 40 gallons, so it's kind of overkill to have any sort of, Oh, we're out of fuel? That's not good. I'm glad I came down and noticed that. How much more longer do we have on power? Well, we're not drawing on much, thank God. Why are we out of fuel? Oh my goodness, because that's a clearance issue. Oh, that's horrible. I hate when that happens. So my factory has been shut down. Thank goodness I came back to check on this stuff, huh? Wow. I mean, completely out of fuel. Wow. Good show, frog. Well, that'll take care of itself. now that we're pumping again. We definitely don't have enough mining down here. So we'll just build a whole bunch of mining drills. I probably should make a factory to build them. Okay, that's getting to me. I'll research something. Something that doesn't need blue. Combat robotics. Perfect. So I like fish. That's where I was getting with this. I enjoy sitting by my pond and reading. If you listen to this week's Monday, you'll hear all about my author choices. I'm a big fan of Gigavio K. That's what I'm reading right now. I need circuits, gears, and iron plates for that. Circuits are still a tough commodity. I don't think one circuit factory is going to be enough. Although, again, we had a copper shortage, so maybe that's part of it. Well, never mind now. Mine. Mine. All mine. It only helps very little. How many circuits do I need per? I need 3 per, and I need like 20 of these, so I need 60 circuits. Why can I only make 9? Must be the iron, yep. So let's say I've got plenty of circuits. So let's come down here and grab some iron. Got a little bit more. And now I can make 20 of these. Make 25 of them. The first ones will come down into here to make sure I have plenty of fuel running. Because it would be monstrously bad if I did not. So I can bring this in here. And figure out where that needs to go in a moment. Give them the proper spacing. Yeah, I guess I do. That's going to run out quickly, but that's okay. Why did I do that? Probably just because I needed to fit all of it in there. So that's what I did. Makes sense to me. Alright, so that covers the entire coal deposit. We will run our belt. Here. Put some faster belt in this way. Now that goes to the right. This one, oops. And I'm out. That's okay. Let's get some power poles going. We don't want this one anymore. We want this one. That gets those 4. That gets those 2. We don't want it though. We want this. Then this. And this. And that. Perfect. Get some more belt. Actually want to go one more up. Just let that bleed onto that for a second. And come over here and merge them together. Get all that going, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so that should be plenty for the fuel. It won't go too long. Oh, you're not covered, huh? No, that's alright. We'll put just a tiny little pole there just to cover you. Just to get you a little more coverage. If you're curious, the Geek Gabriel K I'm reading, then you'll just have to go read, listen to the Monday update. Metro Monday. Plastic is starting to have problems. Why is that? Oh, right, because all of the ore dried up. Probably a good reason. I was going to say we still have plenty of petroleum. It's just the ore issues working themselves out. So it'll be a minute for that to back out, but it'll get better. No worries about that. Alright, might as well make the last 3 of these and then go back to my supply depot. I need to gain more... what do I need? More rails. I don't have any straight rails. We're actually down to my last stack of inserters. No, I've got 1 more stack of inserters. We're getting there. Look at all that wood. I have a wood chest here somewhere. Do I not? I do. What's in here? Just burner miners. Here, have all the rest of my wood. Well, as much as you can hold anyway. Alrighty, let's go back and finish this rail line, huh? Sounds like a good idea to me. Let's not get run over by the train. It's pretty ambitious. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, so I don't need to call you spare train anymore. Let's make 1 more of those, can I? I'd like to. No, what am I lacking? Iron? We'll go up north and steal the iron for that. You are going to be called Grand GC Copper. That's the new name there. GC Copper. This will be GC Mixed. No, you know what? That'll just be Copper. I still want this to be called Spare Train. Spare Train. Combat robotics is done. We got tanks, no. Alien tech, I mean, that's the one that keeps coming at me. Combat robot damage. Tempting. What does that get me? Distractor capsules. Those are good. I mean, all this stuff is good. I just have to get to it, right? Just not there yet. Because I'm just not ready for blue science. So let's get combat robot damage too. Away we go! Whee! I'm on a train! I love trains. And we have a rivet. Hop out, and away we go. Okay. Hey, you're out of materials. What a shock. Conveniently, I have more wood for you. Enjoy that wood. Alright, so that gives me more iron. So now my steel is going. All in the service of rail. Gimme. Now I have 400 straight rail. Perfect. I won't need that again for a while. We're out of fuel here as well. That'll be for a while. How many wells do I have in here? 200, because it's limited at 200. And I'm going to actually limit it here. That's enough. 1, 2, 3, 50. I can't do an odd number, so we'll go up to 400. But we'll just store 400 wall. And that'll be that. Alright, let's start laying some rail. If you know what I mean. I mean, seriously, let's put on some railroad jack. Really? We'll come back to that. I'm going to do it right now or it's going to bug me. So I have to move my underground pipe, like the whole set of underground pipe. So annoying. Alright. How did you end up there? You're supposed to be up there. So I've got to do that, and then I have to do that. But it won't fit. Oh, it does for each. Nice! Nice! That was lucky. Another rock. You offend me, rock. And now it's back to the forest. Good thing it's so light out. Oh, that coral is really annoying. So yeah, seafood. I mean, got to talk about something while I'm chopping down all these trees, right? I just don't like seafood. I don't like it. It's just something, I don't like the smell. Everyone tells me, well, if you had good seafood, it doesn't smell, and that's true. I don't like the texture either. I'm a big texture eater. If something has a strange texture to it, I don't like it. Like cottage cheese, no thank you. I am a picky eater. I'm not going to lie. It kind of drives my wife nuts sometimes. She is not a picky eater by any means. She has to be careful of certain foods that she eats for health reasons, but it's not because she's picky. I am a picky eater. The only thing I have to avoid is caffeine. I'm allergic to caffeine. You get used to it. I imagine that Northern Lion would fail to exist based on the number of times he mentions coffee in all of his videos. But yeah, I live a completely caffeine-free diet. I do not eat or drink caffeine. And when you say eat, what do you mean? Well, that means chocolate. I have no chocolate whatsoever. White chocolate doesn't count, of course, because that's made from the juice of the bean, not the shell of the bean. The caffeine is in the shell, as I'm led to understand. I don't know the exact science behind it. I just know I can eat it. So I get a pseudo chocolate fix from that. Getting there. There it is. Nice. Now what I'll do is I'll put some signals kind of along the middle as I run poles. So when I run the electric poles, I'll run some signals for that too. Combat robot damage 2. Sounds good. So this should be just fine to do what needs done. Hop on in. We're going to spare train. Go. So this will pick up speed. From what I understand, the pathfinding on long rails, section of rail like that, is rough. So I will have to be careful with that to some degree. That's why I'm going to put in more signals. Alright, we'll reload with some ore here. Not a lot. It really doesn't use much for that trip. A lot of wood. You know, I should probably bring that back up north. But let's get this going. We're going to now come underneath. Since this is done, we can get rid of this. And I sort of think the copper line probably actually should stay where it is based on what I'm doing there. I don't know why I'm doing that, because this could be an iron line at some point. But we're going to come underneath and do one of these unloading type systems. We're going to do this. Do this sort of thing here. Whoa. Can't walk between boxes, apparently. Move all that up. This load balancer is going to go elsewhere. Alright, so we're going to go down there, and we're going to come, whoops, we're going to go up here, and we're going to join there. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing over here. There's not enough copper in that outpost, although we already know this. Do it that way. It's interesting because it drives me nuts sometimes when a Roomba does this. This being I can reach the power station? Cool. Clear a belt instead of just letting it clear itself naturally, but I did it. So there we go. And we're going to come up this way, like that. So now we have it all on one side, which is not ideal, but we can put our load balancer back in. This way. No. This way. So I can do this. Actually, let's do it with speedy rail. This, that, then this. There we go. And then we should actually speed this up too. Alright. That gets me that. So now we're load balancing onto both sides. It's still not enough copper, but still, it gets us part of the way there. And we're ready to unload on both sides. There's nothing I need to do to change that. So now let's stock up with enough materials to make this outpost. I got 22 miners. That's good. I don't actually need these anymore. Those should go into a chest somewhere. I certainly don't need that much wood or copper. So let's go back in to the base proper and jump this off. And then next time we are going to... Here, have all that. Next time we are going to get that copper outpost set up. Alright, so that's that. My inventory is kind of good. I've still got some random spare parts, but that's not a major problem. I'll put those random bits and bobs right in here, so you can have that, you can have that. I've got 25 iron sticks. I should go put those up into the rail factory, which we will do at the next time. So until then, I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, please click the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated to everything that we're doing and this thing. I keep saying we. It's still just me, but, you know, apparently I have the royal we complex. Hail Britannia. I don't know. Anyway, until next time. Cheers.